This is another episode of Garage Sale Safari. We had to go to my mom's house in Palm Springs because where we live has far too much smoke in the air to breathe. So we are down at my mom's house. My mom used to have a very high-end antique store in the Santa Barbara area for over 30 years and collected up what she likes the best, which is Asian antiques and art, and we are going to talk to her about some of her pieces and a few of her garage sale finds. As you can see, she has some pretty amazing pieces, and so we just figured we'd talk about that, and then we're going to go ahead and show you just some of the interesting things. If you can see the different ivory, and these are all interesting ivory carvings she's collected up over the years, and other porcelain pieces and things like that. And then as you can see, here's a bunch of Netskis and Inros, Japanese Inro, and really interesting pieces that she's collected up over the years in the United States and in Europe too. And there also a lot of them are pieces that she collected up going to estate sales over the years. So anyhow, she's going to then talk to you about some interesting pieces that she really likes.
Hi, I'm Celeste Denzel. I'm Steve's mother, and I had an antique shop in Santa Barbara for 30 years, and I've been a collector for probably 45 years. So I love to get good bargains, and I'll show you a couple of things that I've gotten along the way. These are really rare. I've been to Turkey, and I saw one pair in an antique shop there, and I got 3 pair from a family in Palm Springs that lived in Saudi Arabia in the 1950s and collected quite a few things. And so I was excited to find the 3 of them there. It was really fun. And these are really intricate. They're inlaid with mother of pearl. And what they are is Turkish bath shoes. The ladies would put them, stand on them, tie them with a ribbon, walk around in them so they didn't get their feet wet, I guess, on the dirty floor or whatever. But they're very unusual, and I really enjoy them.
What are they worth?
I don't know, because I only saw one pair once ever in my whole 30 years, and that was in Turkey, and they were very expensive, so I really don't know what they're worth.
What's expensive though?
Probably $1,000 a pair, I would think.
How much did you pay?
About $200 for the 3 of them. This was about 15 years ago, though, so it was a while ago.
Okay.
And then this is a piece that I got. This is a Chinese roof tile, and that's 18th century. And that came from an estate sale here in Palm Springs. And these I got from an estate sale in Palm Springs as well. And these are, I've never seen anything like this. They're Indian, and they have a huge amount of detail and inlay. And they're very charming, and there's a pair of them. And I find those to be interesting too.
What did you pay for them?
Those were $100 each, so $200 for the pair.
And how much for the dog?
The dog was $500.
What do you think he's worth?
Probably $2,500. It's a good buy.
Okay.
And then always check for silver. This I got at a sale. I should have polished it before this, but you can see the bottom. The bottom is the entire thing is silver, but I haven't polished it in a while. But that came from a sale, and it just wasn't marked, and it isn't marked anywhere, but you can see it's hand hammered and hand tooled. It has a little bit of gold detail on it, and it's been tested, and it is silver. And it was like $30 at a sale, so if they're not marked, people don't.
What do you think it's worth?
Probably $300, maybe $500. Of course, silver's so expensive now, maybe more. This is a nice tie figure. It's really heavy, and that's from about the 1800s. And again, this came from a sale here in the desert. And It was $300, and it has inlaid eyes and has all this beautiful gold detail. And these are applied pieces. And then this is I like too. I like Islamic art, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is called damachined, and it's brass with silver and copper applied, and it's very hard to do that because they have different soldering temperatures. And so it's rare and it's expensive, and it has beautiful detail in it. And I find the Islamic art very interesting.
How much was it?
This was $600.
How much is it worth to that?
Probably about $3,000. And all these little dots are silver, and then the red is copper. And as I said, they're different soldering temperatures, so it takes real artists to be able to do that work.